plain Jane. Lamborghini train, rest in peace to my superior. Hermes like a feeder village in Liberia. TMZ taking pictures, call that my hysteria. Mama see me on BT and start tearing up.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another What If story. Today we are going to be covering What If Turles was on Vegeta's squad. But before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content. It will only continue to motivate me to continue doing content. But with all that said, let's begin. This story will start on planet Vegeta. In this timeline, a low-class Saiyan female will create a Saiyan named Turles. But this low-class newborn would have a higher power level for a low-class warrior. So this would lead into Turles and Raditz being friends and being put on the same squad. Vegeta's squad would be on a mission when Frieza decides to blow up planet Vegeta. So luckily the 4 Saiyans on Vegeta's squad would survive, as well as Goku, Broly, and Paragus, and even Vegeta's younger brother Turles. The Saiyans would report to Frieza and they will do business under Frieza like in canon, until one day Turles goes on a mission alone by the order of Frieza. This planet was the highest power level planet that Turles has ever seen before, but Turles will not think anything of this mission. But this is a secret mission to get rid of one of the Saiyans. One less Saiyan would be more manageable. Turles would be attacked by multiple strong powers. At this point, Turles would be at a power level of 10,000, stronger than Nappa, but weaker than Vegeta. These weird fighters will keep getting stronger, and soon Turles will notice that the fighters are getting stronger because they are eating some kind of fruit. Turles will be interested by these fruits, since they make the consumer stronger. Turles would think, if he wants to complete his mission, he has to eat this fruit. But it is hard to get to the fruit because of how strong these fighters are. And these fighters are also attacking him relentlessly. But luckily he sees a fighter try to eat a fruit, but Turles would use a circle flash as Turles slices the fruit in half and takes one of the halves from the fighter before he eats the fruit. Then when Turles eats the fruit, his power would drastically increase. Turles would be amazed at this power that he is getting from the fruit, and with this new power, he was able to defeat every fighter on this mission. And Turles is way more interested in this fruit than ever. It gives you way more strength. Turles would decide to start to collect some of the fruits and the seeds. He thinks that he should plant trees on more planets. So he starts with this planet, planting some trees on this planet. But Turles knows that he should not tell his other crewmates about these. Even Raditz, even though Turles and Raditz are good friends, he should not tell him either, because he'll probably rat him out to Vegeta and Nappa. And Turles and Raditz even had a little fallout, because everything Turles did, Raditz just reported to Vegeta. So Turles and Raditz would not be as close as they were before. And he also thinks if he did tell them, they'll try to get their hands on it for themselves. With this power of the fruit, he is now even stronger than the prince. Turles has a lot of ideas with these fruits. He could even surpass Frieza and his father with these fruits. But he might be getting over his head with this idea. So he will just start planting trees, and he will find out what to do from there. Turles would start planting trees on every mission the group goes on. But the trees are too strong for some of the planets to handle, so they are not able to be sold. And because of this, Frieza will not think of the Saiyans as reliable. Soon Raditz will go to Earth looking for Kakarot, but like in canon, the teamwork of Piccolo and Goku is able to defeat Raditz. So Vegeta, Nappa, and Turles will go to Earth after a year. Turles would not be mad at Raditz's death, because Turles didn't like Raditz anymore anyways. They had being a low-class warrior in common, but Raditz was just a snitch to the other Saiyans, and he didn't like that. After a year, the 3 Saiyans will arrive on Earth. The Z Fighters will be ready to fight the Saiyans. The battle begins with Nappa planting Cybermen to attack the Z Fighters. Yamcha will die like in canon, and the other Z Fighters will take out the rest of the Cybermen. Now Nappa would then go to battle, killing everybody that he did in canon. Soon Goku arrives to defeat Nappa. Pretty normal so far. But this is where things changes, because Vegeta would send Turles to fight. Turles would smile, being able to fight a low-class warrior, just like him. But Goku is worried. He sees Turles, and he looks strong, and most importantly, he looks just like himself, so he has to be strong. Jokes aside, Goku is kind of excited, because this might be a challenge. Goku would get into a fighting stance, and after some small talk, they begin to fight. Turles' power level would be at 16,000 because of the Tree of Might fruit. Even though some of that power went away, he is still super strong. Vegeta would not be jealous of this, since he is still stronger than Turles. But over time, he sees Kakarot grow stronger than him after seeing his Kaioken times 3 against Turles. Turles would be defeated by this crazy power, but Turles would still be able to stand, and he will tell Kakarot that he is not done with this fight as he puts a hand in the air. Then a fruit will fall down. Turles would bite it as his power grows, and now he is at 30,000. Vegeta would not know what Turles is doing, but he would hear Goku say, Kaioken times 4, as Goku thinks that this will be able to surpass Turles. Vegeta was already able to tell that Kakarot was ahead of him, but with Turles eating this fruit and beating down Goku in his Kaioken times 3, he knows that Turles is stronger than him. Vegeta would be annoyed as he rushes at Turles and slices off his tail. Turles would yell in agony, and he will see Vegeta with his tail. Turles would say, "What is wrong with you?" as he kicks Vegeta into multiple mountains. Vegeta would laugh as he throws the blast into the air. Vegeta would ask Vegeta, "What is the meaning of this?" But Vegeta would say that he is tired of seeing these two Saiyans surpass him. Turles would yell at Vegeta, "So you cut off my tail just cause of your darn pride?" Vegeta would say, "Enough, burst open and mix." Vegeta would become a Nazaru, and Goku thinks that this is the end for him because he barely has any strength left. But Turles would smile as he digs in his pocket, pulling out another Tree of Might fruit. Turles would throw it at Goku, and Goku would catch it, being confused. But Turles will say, "It looks like we are now momentarily comrades, Kakarot. I will give you a gift. Eat it. This is what I use to get stronger. Trust me, you will need this gift." Goku would be reluctant, but he will eat the fruit. After doing so, Goku would get a jolt of power, and some of Goku's injuries are healed. Goku would thank Turles before getting into a fighting stance. Turles would tell Goku not to get used to this, as he also gets into a fighting stance, before he and Goku rushes at Vegeta. And with Goku and Turles most likely getting a Zenkai and eating the fruit, Goku and Turles are both at a power level of 50,000 and 65,000 respectively, with Goku being able to boost his Kaioken 2 times 3, and this will push his power level to 150,000. But this will still damage his body, and he cannot keep this power up for too long. But soon the two low-class Saiyan warriors are able to defeat Vegeta with the help of Krillin and his Kienzum. Vegeta would be badly beaten, and he will try to escape. Turles would try to kill Vegeta, but Goku would yell, "No!" This will distract Turles, and with Turles already being injured by the battle, he breaks down and falls to the ground. Vegeta would escape, but Turles would be very injured and is not able to move alongside Goku. Since they had a battle before battling Vegeta, Krillin and Gohan will wonder what to do. They will want to kill Turles, but Goku would tell them not to since he did fight alongside him, battling Vegeta, so Goku and the others will take Turles to the hospital. Turles would awaken, and he will ask where is he, and Goku was beside him, and he'll say that they are in the hospital. Turles will say that he doesn't need no hospital, he can heal on his own, but Goku will stop him, and says that he is going to Namek, and he was hoping that Turles would go with them. Turles will laugh out loud. He will tell Kakarot that he told him that their alliance was only temporary, but then Turles would hear something on his scouter. Luckily, Frieza didn't notice that Turles has a scouter since he muted his mic after finding out about the Tree of Might. But also Vegeta being humiliated on Earth after making a stunt back on Earth that Turles died on Earth alongside Nappa and Raditz. They will report this to Frieza, and Frieza would not care. He wants to get rid of the Saiyans anyways, and now with only Vegeta alive, there is no one to get in between him and his plan to get the Dragon Balls from Namek. This was all that Turles heard. It is good that Frieza doesn't know that he is alive, but they are going to a planet called Namek, and it looks like Vegeta would also go there. This might be a chance to defeat Frieza and gets the Dragon Balls for his own reasons. Obviously he will not tell the Earthlings what he wants to wish for, but he will play along with them for now. So Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma goes in a spaceship, and Goku and Turles waits for the gravity ship. And after a while, Goku and Turles will go into the ship after being killed by a sensu beam by Korin. Now, they will begin to train, heading to Namek. Goku and Turles would head to Namek together as they train, with Goku and Turles growing stronger. Turles would tell Goku that this alliance is still temporary. Don't think just because he is helping him now that he is going to help whenever. He is just helping the Saiyan because they have a common enemy. Goku and Turles would train in 100 times Earth gravity, and with this training, both Turles and Goku would get stronger. Goku after this training would be at a power level of 250,000, and Turles would be at a power level of 320,000. Turles would be stronger than Goku, since he was already stronger. Everything before the arrival of Goku and Turles would go the same, but soon Goku and Turles would arrive right when everyone is defeated by Raccoon. When Goku and Turles arrives, Turles would be shocked to sense the Ginyu Force, and he senses Raccoon getting close to killing Vegeta. So Turles shows off his speed and kicks Raccoon in the stomach. Raccoon would spit out blood and would land on the ground, but he is lifeless since Turles is not like Goku. Vegeta would be shocked to see Turles' power, and he would be kind of annoyed seeing Turles with Goku, asking, "So, you are with them now?" But Turles would ask the same thing. He could have killed the humans, or just let Raccoon kill them and fly off. Vegeta would spit blood on the ground. How did he get so strong anyways? And Turles would say that he trained alongside the low-class Saiyan in 100 times gravity. Unlike him, he didn't jump into a battle that he cannot win. Vegeta would scoff, and Jason Birder would be annoyed that the Saiyans are ignoring them. Jace would try to make small talk with Turles, asking if Turles is betraying Frieza as well. Turles would look at the two members of the Ginyu Force, not saying a word, but Birder would say that it's alright cause Frieza already knew. As he pulls out a Tree of Might fruit, Turles would have a shocked expression on his face. "Where did you get that fruit from?" Jace would laugh, saying that they found it on a planet and reported it to Frieza. Turles would clench his fist as Vegeta tells Turles to explain what this fruit is. Turles would begin to explain everything. At first, Vegeta would be pissed, but he knows why Turles hid this and accepts it. Birder and Jace would eat the fruit, and their power will grow to 116,000 each. Turles would think that this might be trouble if he fights alone, so he asks Goku for his assistance. Goku would stand next to Turles as Goku and Turles powers up. Jace and Birder would rush at Goku and Turles, but with the teamwork of the two low-class Saiyans, Birder and Jace are defeated, and Turles would make sure to kill them. Turles will walk up to Birder and Jace and will grab the fruit from Birder and Jace. Turles will put it away for later, but once he does, he senses a large power level of 160,000. Turles would think that this is Captain Ginyu, and speaking of him, he lands, and Turles just stares down Ginyu. Ginyu would eat the fruit, and his power would drastically increase, with Ginyu growing to a power level of 300,000. Turles would blast the fruit out of the hands of Ginyu, but Ginyu's power is still crazy strong, and Turles is quickly overpowered by Ginyu. Turles would be able to keep up somewhat, but Ginyu just outclasses Turles. He is beaten to the ground, and soon Goku had to jump in with his Kaioken times 10, and with this power level of 2 million, he is able to defeat Ginyu with ease. Turles and Vegeta would both be surprised to see Goku's power level. Turles knows that Kaioken times 10 is not his max, but Turles never saw Goku's power in action like this, and the power is overwhelming. Ginyu will fall to the ground, defeated. And Turles took this opportunity to kill Ginyu, and because he was defeated by Goku, he had no strength to stand. Vegeta, seeing that Turles and in some extent Goku is injured, he knows that they'll be the ones to defeat Frieza, so he will put Goku and Turles into some healing tanks. And with the two in healing tanks, Vegeta, Krillin, Gohan, and Piccolo will battle Frieza, just like canon, and Final Form Frieza would beat them down. But this is where Turles and Goku arrive. Frieza would try to make small talk, but Turles would not let Frieza speak. As he kicks Frieza away, Frieza would drop Vegeta and would go flying, but he was able to catch himself before he yells at Turles. But he is shocked to see that Turles is already rushing at him. Frieza would try to shoot multiple death beams at Turles, but with Turles knowing Frieza's moves and how he fights, he avoids every last attack and is able to land more hits on Frieza. Goku would look on as Turles is beating around Frieza with his power level of 50 million. The reason Turles is this strong now, because of his Tree of Might boost, and because of the Super Zenkai that he got, because, well, Goku got a Super Zenkai in canon, so Turles most likely would get the same boost. Turles would beat down Frieza, and it would look like Turles would even kill Frieza, but Frieza was able to power up into his full power state, and in one full power strike, Turles lands on the ground. Goku would be shocked to see this, but this would lead into Goku jumping in with his new power level of 30 million. The reason Goku is also at this power level is the same reason as Turles. Goku would use Kaioken times 20, and is now at a power level of 60 million. Now even with Frieza's power from before, but Goku is unable to do anything against Frieza. Turles would try to help Goku, but he is unable to do much. Goku would ask Turles, "Where are those fruits?" Turles would remember and would look in his armor for the fruit, but Turles would have a shocked expression on his face, and Goku would know what this means. Oh no, Turles does not have the fruits. Frieza would laugh, saying, "You Saiyans are worthless. This is the end," as he pulls out a fruit of his own. Turles would tell Goku to stop, and blast the fruit out of Frieza's hands. Goku would do as told, but it is too late. Frieza would eat the fruit, and has an increase in power, and because of Frieza's crazy potential, his power level is at 2 billion. Yeah, this is kind of overkill right now, but don't worry, the outcome of this fight will not be as predictable as you would think. Frieza would smile at the two Saiyans, as he asks who wants to die first. The two Saiyans would just look at Frieza with shocked faces. Frieza would say, "Fine, since you do not want to speak up, I will pick you," as he fires a death beam at Turles. But Goku would see this, as he says, "Body, don't fail me now, KO 10 times 20! And with this speed, Goku was able to get in front of the blast. Turles would see Goku step in front of him, and he will yell at Goku, "Kakarot!" Goku is death beamed by Frieza. Goku would land on the ground. Turles would yell at Goku. What was Goku thinking? He should have totally let him die. Goku would cough out blood, and he will tell Turles this is his fight, and he did not want Turles to die without getting his revenge on Frieza, before Goku goes unconscious, seemingly dead. Frieza would laugh, saying that Saiyan was a nuisance anyways, he deserved to die. Turles would sit there, staying quiet, before he throws Goku's body at Piccolo, who catches it. "You survived for today, Namek, man. Just get those kids and get out of here alongside Kakarot and Vegeta. And also don't forget about that Earthling woman." Piccolo would agree. Krillin would take offense to Turles calling him a child, but he does not linger on his thought for too long. As he leaves with Piccolo and Gohan, Turles would tell Frieza, "This is going to be the end for you." Frieza would laugh, asking, "And how is he going to defeat him?" Turles would clench his fist, as the ground begins to crumble. "You're going to pay for everything, Frieza!" Turles yells before a big explosion forms around him. When the smoke clears, Turles' appearance has changed. Turles' aura is yellow, his hair is spiked up, and his eyes are a greenish color. The ship Goku and Turles went on Namek with was booted up and is going to Earth, but Piccolo decides not to take Vegeta, so Vegeta stays on Namek. The flaming yellow aura is the last thing Goku and Vegeta sees, as they both say, "What in the?" before the Z Fighters blast off, and Vegeta was able to blast off the planet with a Ginyu Force space pod. But Vegeta knows how to work the pod, and he is not injured, so he is able to set coordinates to a familiar location before leaving the planet. Turles would look at Frieza with an emotionless face. Frieza would laugh, getting ready to shoot a death beam at Turles, but it would look like Turles is just standing there, and the attack is not doing anything to him. Frieza would be confused, but he then feels something grab on his hand. But it is not something. It's someone. It's Turles. Frieza would try to make Turles let go, but Turles would pull Frieza's arm back, as the arm cracks and breaks. Frieza would yell in agony, with Frieza's arm being pulled off. And Turles would be left with Frieza's separate arm. Turles would throw Frieza's arm away, and he will appear in front of Frieza, punching him in the gut. And the final battle between Frieza and Turles begins. Turles and Frieza are near each other in power, with Frieza at 2 billion and Turles at 250 billion. But with Frieza's handicap being one-handed, soon Frieza would fall on the ground and starts to beg for mercy. But Turles just laughs. "You think a tyrant like yourself deserves mercy? After destroying the Saiyan race, enslaving multiple planets and other races?" Obviously, he does not care about the other races and planets, but what Frieza did crossed the line. And this is the end. Turles power up one final attack, a sudden storm. The attack will be sent at Frieza, and with this final attack, Frieza is killed. Turles will power down, and finds a way to get off of the planet. And luckily, Turles was able to find a Ginyu Force space pod as well. But Turles would be too injured to fix the coordinates on the space pod, so Turles would blast off to any planet the Ginyu Force was heading. We kind of avoided Vegeta, but that was for a reason. Vegeta is pissed that Turles was the first Super Saiyan, and not him. And the thing that makes it worse is Turles killed Frieza. How is that possible? Turles became a Super Saiyan. It must be because of the fruits that Turles ate. He remembers Turles said that he planted trees on multiple planets. If he finds these planets, he will be able to eat as much fruits as possible. He can get the same Super Saiyan form that Turles had. Now let's skip to Earth. Everyone killed by Frieza's men are revived, with the last wish on the Namekian Dragon Balls, after the Earth Dragon Balls are used, are to revive all the Namekians. Goku saw the Super Saiyan form on Namek, so he'll aim to reach that transformation. Now with Turles, he lands on a planet called Yardrat. Turles would be confused to see this planet. His first instinct was to destroy the planet and plant the Tree of Might on it, but Turles was humbled by his transformation against Frieza, so he'll hold off on doing that. And instead, he will be impressed to see the techniques of the Yardratians. So Turles will decide to learn these techniques of the Yardratians. But this will take some time. 4 years in fact. On Earth, Goku would train with Gohan and Piccolo. He will wonder how to unlock the Super Saiyan transformation, but he has no info on how Turles became a Super Saiyan. He is unable to reach the form. Soon King Cold would have found out that Turles was the one who killed his son, and find Turles to take revenge for him killing Frieza. But he was stopped by another ship. This is where we are going to go back to Vegeta's story. He saw multiple planets with the Tree of Might fruit on it, and Vegeta gathered lots of the fruits and ate them. Vegeta would want to test his power, so knowing that King Cold was still alive, he tracked him down. Vegeta also wanted a power up, so he would regrow his tail, so he can use the Azaru form. But this will be irrelevant for now. I know I just gave Vegeta something, but trust me, this will be important in the next few parts. King Vegeta would laugh at Vegeta. What is he doing here? Was he the one to kill Frieza? But Vegeta would tell the truth. No, he didn't. But he will be the one to defeat King Cold. King Cold would laugh at Vegeta. Defeat him? Don't make him laugh. But Vegeta would pull out a Tree of Might fruit and eats it. At this time, Vegeta ate many fruits, and this last one was special. Vegeta starts to feel a surge of power. As he charges up, Vegeta's hair would grow to an insane length. Vegeta would yell, unlocking the evil Saiyan form. Yes, this is the Dragon Ball Super Heroes form, but Heroes is not canon, as well as Turles, and this What If. And since the Tree of Might was a major part of Turles' character, and it's the thing that causes this transformation, I thought this would make sense. Even though Turles is not the one getting this form, because of Turles being in this What If, let's make this form be in this What If as well. But give it to a new character, just so Turles can get something different later. King Cold would put out a scouter to see Vegeta's power level, but when he tries to scan the power of Vegeta, the scouter breaks. Vegeta would laugh. What is wrong, Cold? Are you scared? King Cold would actually be a little terrified, but he smiles. Not at all. Before he rushes at Vegeta, but Vegeta was able to catch the fist of King Cold and would break the hand of the previous Emperor. King Cold would yell in agony, asking Vegeta, what did he do to his hand? Vegeta would laugh. Oh, don't worry. You won't even live to remember your broken hand. King Cold would look up at Vegeta, and Vegeta would just kick King Cold in the face, sending him flying. King Cold would catch himself and try to shoot a supernova at Vegeta, but Vegeta would just laugh, yelling, how about this? As he fires a big bang attack at the supernova. The two attacks will collide, and when the smoke clears, King Cold would see a purple light. Then, he'll see Vegeta in front of him. King Cold would try to plead for mercy, but Vegeta would ignore this plea, as he yells, this is for everything you have done. Gallic Gun. Vegeta would send the attack at King Cold, and with this attack, King Cold is defeated. Now, more time will pass, and Vegeta would train on random planets, in space, and Turles is training on Yardrat. On Earth, a person from the future will return to the past, and this person is Turles? What happened? Isn't Turles in space? Why is he acting weird? When everyone heard a sound in the middle of nowhere, they went to the place they heard the sound, and Goku would notice something different about Turles, and Goku would ask, what happened to Turles' eye? But Turles would tell Goku, that he is not the same Turles that he knew. Goku and everyone else would be confused, but Turles would say that he is from the future, and at this time, he should still be on Yard Rat training. Everyone will ask, wait a minute, what is a Yard Rat? Is that some kind of food? But speaking of Turles, he teleports to the planet, and he'll have a shocked expression on his face. Who is this imposter? He teleported here because he sensed the power that seemed like his own. Turles would transform into a Super Saiyan, but future Turles would tell present Turles to stop. Present Turles would yell at his future self to explain, and explaining future Turles does. In the future timeline, 4 years after the Frieza saga, the androids 17 and 18 will attack, and the Z fighters had to fight the android. Goku was able to unlock the Super Saiyan form, but he was unable to help because he was killed by the androids. Turles was on Yard Rat at the time, so he had to be caught up by Gohan. Without Vegeta, all the Z fighters died quicker. Turles tried to find Vegeta using an ability of the Yard Rat's instant transmission, but he was unable to. It's like somehow he got killed in space. So Turles had to help everyone, and he was able to save Gohan and Piccolo. Turles told Gohan to stay with Bulma, and he did so, while Turles went to save Piccolo. Android 17 tried to incapacitate Piccolo, but Turles powered up into a Super Saiyan and went to save Piccolo. But when saving Piccolo, his eye was destroyed by Android 17 attacking Turles. Turles yelled in agony, with blood coming out of his eye. Android 17 would be shocked, and who might this be? Piccolo would tell Turles that he has to get out of here, but Turles would just laugh. This is nothing, as Turles shows off his true power in Super Saiyan, as he splits himself into multiple clones. They'll all shoot kill drivers at the androids, and this will make them jump up, but the dust from the attack blinded the androids long enough for Turles and Piccolo to escape. When Turles and Piccolo goes to Capsule Corp, Bulma would be shocked to see Turles with his eye gone. She would ask if Turles wanted his eye fixed, but Turles would decline. There's no time for that. The androids are stronger than any other threat he saw before. He did not want to come back to this planet so quickly after defeating Frieza, but he has to help train the next generation, because even though Earth isn't his home, Turles feels like he has to protect Earth for the sake of Goku. So Turles would stay on Earth, and 14 years would pass as Piccolo and Turles would train up Gohan and Trunks, so they are all stronger than in canon. Turles was not able to find other levels beyond Super Saiyan, but he was able to help Gohan and Trunks unlock Super Saiyan. Multiple fights happened against the androids, with fights ending in the androids' victory. Piccolo would think that there needs to be some kind of sacrifice, and he should be the one to do it. But Turles would tell him not to, saying that they need all the power they can get. But one day, Piccolo ignored these words from Turles. Who does Turles think he is anyways? He's the one who left Earth, leaving everybody to die. Why should he trust him? And these androids need to go down. And he remembered the events on Namek. Turles transformed because of rage. If he is able to make these fighters transform because of rage, then his job in the living world is complete. For the sake of Turles, the last Saiyan, Gohan and Trunks, the last half-breeds, and for the rest of the living people who are on Earth, he has to do this. Piccolo will begin to say goodbye to everyone as he blasts to the android's location, alone. The androids will be shocked to see Piccolo, asking if he is just asking for death. He doesn't even have the kids or Turles with him, but Piccolo would ignore them as he powers up to his max power and rushes at the androids. A few days would pass, and Piccolo would awaken, and he would be shocked to see that he is alive. Turles would yell at Piccolo, asking what was he thinking. If they all together couldn't defeat the androids, why would he think that he could do anything against him? Piccolo would say that he wanted to have one final chance to defeat the androids without involving the Saiyan, but he failed. Bulma would enter the room, and she'll say that she was making a time machine, and if one of them are able to go back in time, all of this could possibly be avoided. Turles and Gohan would talk about which one of them will be the one to go back in time, because Piccolo is injured, and he won't be able to fight for at least a couple of months. But after a while, it was agreed that Turles would be the one to go back in time. He doesn't look as different as Gohan does, so everyone will be able to recognize him, and it will be more likely that the Z fighters will listen to him instead of Gohan. So Turles went back in time, and now that is where we are now. Present Turles would be enraged that this happened, but future would say not to beat himself up, because there wasn't much that he could do. Both Turles here now, they probably have a chance against the androids. Everyone will thank future Turles. Before he leaves, back to the future, Turles will train with everyone on Earth, but he remembers that future Turles tried to contact Vegeta, but was unsuccessful, so he wonders if he was able to contact Vegeta. Turles would put 2 fingers on his forehead and would try to find Vegeta, and after a while, he was able to locate Vegeta and teleport to his location. He would find Vegeta in space, and Vegeta would be in a King Code spaceship that he had stole after he killed King Code. Vegeta would ask how did Turles find him. Turles would say that he just tracked his power and teleported there with his new technique. And Turles would ask Vegeta where was he planning to go, and Vegeta would say that he was going to a planet called Vampa. Some of King Cold's army joined Vegeta and they located some other sand, so Vegeta was just going there because he was curious. Turles would decide to go with Vegeta since he was kind of curious himself. Turles did bring some Tree of Might fruits, but he doesn't really think that he'll need them really. But he does take one before the battle, and he does give Vegeta one as well, to give them a slight boost. Yeah, they were on the wrong foot before, the last time they saw each other, since Vegeta kind of almost screwed Turles over on Earth, and Turles surpassed Vegeta on Namek, and not only that, he also became the legendary Super Saiyan, but Vegeta and Turles kind of became humbled after unlocking their new forms. So right now, they're actually good. The 2 Saiyans will reach planet Vampa, and they are shocked to see there is only wildlife it looks like. But someone found them, and he yelled Broly. Before he rushes at Vegeta and Turles, they will get into a fighting stance, before powering up into Super Saiyan and Evil Saiyan respectively. Before they begin to fight, Vegeta and Turles would have the advantage, but Broly's power is growing over time, and he unlocks the Akari form. But with this power, one blast from Broly accidentally kills Paragus. When Broly notices this, he rages out, unlocking the Super Saiyan form on top of his Akari form. Turles and Vegeta would be shocked by his power, as Broly rushes at Vegeta and Turles, and they both are beaten down by Broly. They're almost killed by the brute, but before they are killed, Turles decides to take things into his own hands and grabs Vegeta and uses instant transmission to teleport to Earth. They will arrive at Capsule Corp, and Bulma would be shocked to see Turles and Vegeta injured. Bulma would get sensu beans, and she'll give them to Turles and Vegeta. After they heal, Bulma would ask what happened, and Turles would explain everything. Vegeta would wonder, why does Broly have this much power? It was like it was growing while he fights, and somehow, he was able to use the Great Ape form while staying in his base, and unlocking the Super Saiyan form as well. But Turles would tell Vegeta that right now, that is the least of their concerns, because the androids would attack soon. Vegeta would say that he does not care, but this will give him a slap from Bulma, saying that he will protect her and his child. Turles would be shocked to hear this. Bulma and Vegeta having a child? Now that was out of nowhere. Vegeta would scoff. How dare that woman reveal his business to this low class? Soon, Vegeta would decide to stay on Earth and train with Gohan, Goku, and Piccolo. And with Turles, because he does have the Super Saiyan form, and he wants to unlock it on his own. So if he has to train with that clown, Brat, and Namekian, he will do so, just so he can unlock that Super Saiyan form. A year will pass, and the day of the android attack will arrive. Everyone will go to the city, and Yamcha is still impaled by Android 19 and 20. But this is where all the other Z fighters arrive. Krillin would give Yamcha a sensu bean, and Goku would tell the androids to change location. When they do so, Goku shows off his Super Saiyan form against the androids. And I think it is safe to say that Goku is stronger than in canon, because Goku has eaten the Tree of Might fruit before, and got a lot of Zenkais on Namek. And Goku also had a lot of training partners during the 3-year gap. Gohan, Piccolo, then later on, Turles and Vegeta. So Goku would actually be able to defeat Android 19. Even though Goku would struggle a bit, he was able to defeat him. Goku does not get the heart virus thanks to Turles remembering what his future counterpart said. So Goku does not get the heart virus and is able to defeat Android 19. Now Dr. Gero would try to escape, but he is stopped by Vegeta and Turles. Where do you think you're going? Turles says, as Turles and Vegeta shows off their Super Saiyan form, before Turles uses a kill driver and Vegeta kicks off Dr. Gero's head. Future Turles would go back in time, but he is not alone. Turles would be assisted by Future Piccolo, Future Gohan, and Future Trunks. Future Turles would say that those are not the right androids. The Saiyans defeated what looks to be fake androids. Or maybe the androids look different because of the time travel. Vegeta and Turles will be confused. What is Future Turles talking about? With the other Z fighters, they will wonder, why is there 2 Turles? Why is there 2 Piccolos? And who are the other 2? Turles would say that these are fighters from the future. Future Piccolo, Future Gohan, and Future Trunks. Vegeta would be shocked to hear this purple hair from the future is his son, but Future Turles would tell Vegeta that this is not the time to be worrying about that. They have to find out where are the other androids. But while the Z fighters are talking, they hear a big explosion. The Z fighters will follow the powerful energy. When the Z fighters get to the energy, they see one fighter. So he will look at the Z fighters. Then he says 10 days. The Z fighters will be shocked, but Cell would elaborate. He will give them all 10 days to train. He knows that he can defeat all of the Z fighters right now. So why won't he make things fun and let the Z fighters have a fighting chance? Goku, knowing that they don't stand a chance right now, he will tell everyone to grab onto Turles. They all do so, as Goku tells Turles to teleport to the lookout. Lock onto Kami and Mr. Popo's key. Turles would say that he doesn't know who those people are, but after Goku kinda tells Turles how their key feels like, Turles teleports to the lookout. Piccolo would approach Kami and would ask to fuse with Kami, and Kami will agree to do so. And with that, Kami absorbs into Piccolo. With there being more people, the duos going into the time chamber would be different. Vegeta and Trunks will go into the time chamber like in canon, but that is the only canon duo that will go into the time chamber. Goku would think present Gohan should go in with his future self since they will know each other the best. Really? That would be the best move for everybody else who has a future counterpart. So Turles will go in with Future Turles and Piccolo will go in with, you guessed it, Future Piccolo. But we are leaving someone out. Goku. Who would he go in with? Krillin? Yamcha? Tien? Mr. Popo maybe? Actually, no. Mr. Popo would be the strongest warrior in the universe. Actually, the multiverse if he went in with Goku. Okay, jokes aside, Turles actually brings up someone that he and Vegeta met in space. A Saiyan named Broly. But the Saiyan is most likely still going berserk. So future and present Turles, Goku, and the 2 Piccolos would teleport to Vampa, thanks to the Turles Instant Transmission. They teleport to Vampa, but they will be shocked to see Broly's already charging at them. Present Piccolo would tell everybody to stay back before he steps up to fight Broly, as he powers up, showing off his true power. The Saiyans and future Piccolo would be shocked at the power of Piccolo. He is actually way stronger than they are right now. Broly and Piccolo would rush at each other as they clash. The battle will be very evenly matched, but over time, it will be shown that Broly is getting tired out, and Piccolo is actually just dodging the hits of Broly. Piccolo would use his stretchy arms to stop Broly in his tracks, and Broly would try to break out, but Piccolo would not let him, and splits himself into copies, before they fire an evil explosion at Broly. Broly would take a knee, being burnt out. Goku and the 2 Turleses would be amazed, for Piccolo lets go of Broly, as Piccolo's clones go back into him. Piccolo fires his strongest special beam cannon, and Piccolo would send this attack at Broly, and with the final attack, Broly is defeated, not killed because Broly was able to tank the impact. Piccolo would smirk, as Broly is back in his base. Goku would decide to give Broly a sensu bean, before everyone teleports back to Earth. When everyone gets back to Earth, Broly would wonder where is he, and Goku would tell Broly that he is on Earth, and that his name is Goku. He saw the crazy power on the planet that he used to stay on, and he wanted to train with Broly. Broly would be reluctant to accept this offer from Goku, since he just met this guy, and he was just teleported to this weird planet. But Piccolo would put his hand on Broly, and Broly is given all the memories of Piccolo, to show that they are good guys. And with this, Broly agrees to train with Goku, but now Goku has a training partner for the time chamber. Cell has finally arrived in this scenario, being able to absorb Android 17 and 18, and becoming perfect. Then he decided to let the Z fighters have a fighting chance by letting them train for 10 days. But now, let's continue. A day would have passed since the last part. Vegeta and Trunks has exited the time chamber, but this time in the time chamber, Vegeta actually decided to train with Trunks, seeing that there are now more fighters who are stronger than him. Goku, Turles, Future Turles, and now Piccolo, Vegeta, and Trunks would exit the time chamber. Vegeta would have a shocked expression on his face, seeing Broly again, asking what is he doing here? And how is he not in this rageful Super Saiyan form? And Piccolo and Turles would explain everything, but Vegeta would just scoff before he and Trunks flies off to test their power against Perfect Cell. Turles would tell Vegeta not to, Vegeta would just ignore him, and Trunks would just follow Vegeta so he doesn't die. Now, Turles and Future Turles would go into the time chamber before they begin to train. Turles would ask his future self if he had found Vegeta in space, and Turles would say that he did talk to him before the androids attacked, and he told him that he was going to a planet called Vampa, but Turles never helped him on the planet. So with no way to escape the planet because of Turles not joining him in the battle against Broly, Vegeta is killed by a blast from Broly. Turles would be surprised to hear this. That means without him even knowing, he saved Vegeta from his death. Turles and Future Turles would master Super Saiyan, but present Turles would think about unlocking that Evil Saiyan form that Vegeta unlocked and stack it on top of the Super Saiyan form. But Future Turles would not like this. What if the power is too strong and they might blow up because of the power of eating a fruit? He would do it. He doesn't really have a problem with it. But right now, he doesn't believe that they'll be strong enough to actually contain the power of the fruit alongside their Super Saiyan form. Turles would think that this makes sense, so he would just stick to his master Super Saiyan form. So Turles and Future Turles would exit the time chamber and master Super Saiyan, like Vegeta and Trunks were. Broly would ask Goku if he will be able to reach that form in the time, reach the Super Saiyan transformation. Goku would sweat drop, telling Broly that he needs more practice since his Super Saiyan form is different from the others. His Super Saiyan form is way stronger than theirs. Broly would understand before Gohan and Future Gohan goes into the time chamber, and they'll master Super Saiyan, but the two Gohans will notice that they have the potential to go beyond the level of Super Saiyan, maybe a level called Super Saiyan 2? The two Gohans would train to achieve this form, and they're close to achieving the transformation, but it looks like they need a little trigger for the transformation. The two Gohans would exit the time chamber and would tell Goku that there is a level beyond the Super Saiyan form. They achieved it once and says that it is possible, but there seems to be a trigger that needs to happen before they reach the transformation. Goku will thank his sons for the info before he walks up to Piccolo and asks him if he wants to go into the time chamber first. But Piccolo would decline, saying that Goku and Broly's training is more important. Goku would ask if Piccolo is sure he and Broly might eat up all of the food in the time chamber, and Piccolo would say that he and his future self really only needs water, so that should not be a problem. Goku would notice this and would ask Piccolo why doesn't he and his future self go with him and Broly into the time chamber. The meditation skills of Piccolo could help alongside his martial arts. Piccolo would think about this and would think that it's a good idea, so after packing some extra food and water, Goku, Piccolo, Future Piccolo, and Broly enters the time chamber, and they will train together in there, with Goku deciding to train up Broly's mind and spirit. So the first few months will contain of meditation sessions and light sparring. Once that was out of the way, the next thing to do was to help Broly control his power. They will start with the Ikari form, and after a month, Broly is able to control the transformation thanks to all the meditation training from Goku and the two Piccolos. Now next is for Broly to control his Super Saiyan form, but this form is way more difficult to control. This will lead into Goku and the two Piccolos being massively injured sometimes, but Goku thought it could be a secret weapon to defeat Cell. Goku, Broly, and the two Piccolos would agree that Broly should only transform into his Super Saiyan form as a last resort. Goku would also have mastered Super Saiyan in his time, but even with the info from the two Gohan, he was unable to unlock Super Saiyan 2. Soon the Cell games would begin, with everyone going to the Cell game, and the first person to step up to Cell was still Goku. But in this timeline, Goku is stronger than in canon, so when he fights Cell, he was able to do way better against Cell. So Goku would almost kill Cell with an instant transmission Kamehameha, but Cell would get a bigger Zenkai than in canon, so Goku would give up sooner than in canon. Piccolo would get ready to step up next, not getting mad because he knew that there was no way Goku was able to kill Cell at this point. The future and present Turles would argue because even though Goku is stronger than them individually, if they team up, they will be able to defeat Cell. The two Gohans would also want to battle since they are actually stronger than Goku, but Broly would actually step up, asking if he is able to fight. Goku would like this idea of Broly fighting because he never fought anyone with his new controlled power. And Broly is also stronger than him in his Akari form, and is possibly stronger than the two half-breed Saiyans. Piccolo, since he did train Broly as well, will agree. It's not like Gohan is being thrown at Cell, who is just not even a preteen yet, since he is only like 9 years old. And Broly actually being a grown man and a little older than Goku, Piccolo won't mind Broly actually jumping in. But if Broly does need help, Piccolo will jump in though. Broly would thank everyone for allowing him to fight, and Cell would be kind of excited to battle Broly, since he does not have any data on Broly. The battle will begin with Broly transforming into the Akari form before Broly rushes at Cell, before the two begin to clash, with the two being very evenly matched.
Who in the hell is this? Things won't go as well for you. I'll dismantle you quickly. You would dare mock me? You will pay! You'll never win, no matter how strong you become.
Cell would be shocked to see that Broly is actually able to keep up with him, but Cell will not lose this battle. Cell will power up using the techniques of the other fighters. A Dokkan from Tien, a Tienzan from Krillin, a Wolfing Fist from Yamcha, even a Paralysis magic ability from Chaozu, a Gallic Gun from Vegeta, a Special Beam Cannon from Piccolo, a Kill Driver from Turles, and a Kamehameha from Goku and the two Gohans. With all of these abilities, Broly is overpowered by Cell, but Broly does adapt in this battle, so this will lead into Cell deciding to use Cell Juniors to help him in the battle. And this is able to fully be able to defeat Broly, and for fun, Cell will spawn Cell Juniors to fight the Z Fighters. The other Saiyans will power up into Super Saiyan as everyone fights their Cell Junior. But Piccolo is able to defeat his Cell Junior first, so while Broly is being defeated by Cell, Piccolo jumps in, while Cell is getting ready to finish off Broly. With a Ki Blast, Piccolo will kick the Energy Blast out of the way, and will try to battle Cell. He will tell Broly that it's okay to let out all of his rage now, but Broly will be reluctant. He will say that he is not able to control it. What if he accidentally kills someone like Piccolo? But then he will see Piccolo thrown into the air, as multiple death beams hit Piccolo before he falls to the ground, lifeless. Cell will grab Piccolo by his antenna as he laughs, but this is where Broly snaps. But not only him, multiple other Saiyans snap. Goku, Gohan, and future Gohan. Goku trained with Piccolo for years. He is like another family member, since he has always left the Sun family. And Piccolo is the master of the two Gohans. And even though this Piccolo is not future Gohan's, he hates to see Piccolo die again. He didn't expect this to happen. And power is just waiting to burst inside him. The Sun family would look at Cell as they get ready to fight Cell and Broly. Broly is enraged because Piccolo and Goku, they were his first masters. He never really had any training before them, and he's actually grown to like them. He thought that Earth can be another home, he was accepted by these people, even though he was a brutish Saiyan. So he would want to avenge Piccolo, to show him that he won't be scared to unleash his power anymore. The 4 Saiyans would yell as they unlock Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. The 3 members of the Sun family would look at Cell as they get ready to fight Cell. Cell would begin to laugh, but before he was able to say anything, he hears a "That's enough out of you. You killed Piccolo. Now you die." It's Broly. He will punch Cell, and Cell will go flying, but Broly will appear behind Cell and swings him around before he gets ready to blast Cell. The Sun family, not wanting Cell to recover, would also jump in as they launch a Masenko. Broly, seeing this, would smile as he also powers up a Masenko. The blast would be launched at Cell as he yells and is killed for good. Everyone will power down, but Broly is shocked. He was able to control his Super Saiyan form for this battle. He doesn't know if he was able to transform again, but he will find out in training. Dende will still be the god of Earth, so the Dragon Balls will revive everyone killed by Cell, because he was never revived by the Dragon Balls before. He was just revived by the Namekian Dragon Balls, and those are completely different. And Piccolo saw everything on King Kai's planet and was impressed by Broly's power. The future warriors would also say goodbye, going back to their timeline, knowing that they are all able to defeat the androids. President Turles would tell future Turles where New Namek is, since he'll be the one to go there, thanks to Goku and King Kai. Piccolo dying in the last part, he knew he had to get stronger. Cell was the strongest threat he has ever seen, stronger than the Saiyans and Frieza. He has to get stronger. And even though training with the Sun family and Broly is helping him, he thinks that he needs a new level of power. He doesn't know if he'll reach this new level of power, but maybe there is something in the Namekian Book of Legends that would help him reach the new level of power. But before we finish the story arc of Piccolo, let's cover Vegeta and Turles. They would train together during the 7 years, and soon Trunks would even join them, sometimes. Now I know what you guys would be asking. Would Turles get together with anyone? Maybe Launch? Or Heights, Bulma's sister? Well, no. Turles doesn't really have time for that. He is really more focused on training, so he doesn't have time to see anyone. Because seeing Cell's power, he wanted to get stronger. He thought about using the Tree of Might fruits, but after seeing that Goku, the 2 Gohans, and Broly got new powers on their own, he wants to do that himself. You don't want to cheat to power, because that would be boring. He wants to earn his strength. So Turles decides that he will go into space. He doesn't just want to stay on Earth. He wants to get stronger and learn other abilities to show someone how powerful he can get alone without eating those fruits. So Turles will go to different planets. He goes to a planet called Metamorian and learns something called the Fusion Dance. But Turles' pride does not allow him to do that embarrassing dance. Back with Piccolo, he decides to ask Bulma to build him a ship so he can go to New Namek. Bulma would do so. After a few weeks, Piccolo will be able to go to Namek. Piccolo would start to ask around, asking if there is a way to reach a new power, but all the Namekians just say Namekian Fusion. But when Piccolo asks Mori, the guardian of Namek, he says something different. He tells Piccolo to look at the Namekian Book of Legends. So Piccolo gets the Namekian Book of Legends and learns that if Piccolo was to collect the Dragon Balls, he can wish for his potential to be unlocked. But Piccolo reads more into the Namekian Book of Legends. He learns about God Ki, Beerus, and Whis, as well as how to make a Super Saiyan God. This might be useful later. He will thank Mori for letting him look at the Namekian Book of Legends before he leaves. But before he does, Mori actually lets Piccolo have the Namekian Book of Legends, or at least a copy, thanks to the Namekian Dragon Balls, just in case Piccolo needs some more knowledge. Piccolo will return to Earth and he'll collect the Dragon Balls to wish for his potential to be unlocked. So Ultimate Piccolo will be born. Shenron will tell Piccolo that he got a little extra, but Piccolo is unable to reach that transformation yet. Back to Vegeta, he finally focuses on his tail. He doesn't know how to get stronger. He decides to combine the Evil Saiyan form with the Super Saiyan transformation, but this just gives him the same multiplier or a little stronger multiplier than Super Saiyan 2, but he needs something stronger. He thinks of using the Yozaru form on top of his Super Saiyan form. A 500 times boost would be useful, but Vegeta does this in the time chamber. There is no way he was going to do this in the real world. He might destroy Earth, so Vegeta went into the time chamber and uses the Powerball technique, as he says burst open and mix, before he becomes an Azaru. Vegeta is able to control the Azaru form, but the real problem is stacking and controlling the Super Saiyan form on top of the Azaru form. But Vegeta stays in the transformation for as long as he needs to, and this actually helps him unlock a new form. After a few years of rampaging, Vegeta starts gaining control of himself and begins to shrink until he unlocks a new form. His hair grew, his tail turns red, and he has fur around his body. Vegeta knows that this form is strong, and he knows that he is stronger than everyone else on Earth. Well, probably except for Piccolo. He heard that Piccolo got a new level of power, and Turles, he should be stronger than him. Since last time he saw him, he was not even at Super Saiyan 2. Speaking of Turles, he is doing what he usually does, going to planets and learning more techniques. But we are not going to get into the techniques that Turles learns just yet. Goku and Gohan would get stronger with their Super Saiyan 2 powers, and Piccolo would train with Vegeta. Since he does have the new Primal Saiyan form, which we will just call Super Saiyan 4, Piccolo and Vegeta would be very evenly matched, but Vegeta is ahead of him, even though slightly. But Vegeta knows that Piccolo has something deep within him. Back to Goku and Gohan. For the last time, before the time skip ends, Goku sees Vegeta's new form. Right now, he is wondering how is he supposed to get stronger. He decides to go back in the room of spirit and time with Gohan. He will get the Super Saiyan 3 transformation. But Gohan would decide not to. He decided to study for most of the time, but did train from time to time. But Goku notices the downsides of Super Saiyan 3, so he stops trying to work with it altogether. So he decides to use something that he hasn't used in a while, the Kaioken. He would boost the Kaioken multiplier to 4 times, so it has the same multiplier as Super Saiyan 3, but it doesn't have the power drain. But in substitution, he gets the stamina drain. The time skip will end and the Buu Saga will happen. There is no reason for everyone to go to the world tournament, so only Gohan goes, since he was still blackmailed by Videl. So Gohan gets his energy taken, and everyone follows Spokovich and Jamu to Babadi's ship, because the Z Fighters would still be watching the tournament on TV. Deborah would try to spit on Piccolo and Krillin, but Piccolo was able to move out the way, but sadly for Krillin, he wasn't too lucky. He will turn to stone, but Deborah is still a threat. Piccolo will get ready to attack Deborah, but it is like time just stops, and Deborah falls to the ground. Everyone would be confused, but the same thing will also happen to Babidi. Everyone will be shocked, as Turles shows up. Wait, was that Turles? Well yes, the technique Turles learns in space was time skip. You might think this is asspull, but it does make sense. And Hit is not the only one who was able to use time skip technically, since I don't think that it was stated that Hit was the only person who was able to use the technique. And even if it was, there should be a Universe 7 version of him out there, just like how there's Universe 6 Saiyans, and we never saw them in any other universe. And Universe 6 and 7 is supposed to be parallel universes as well. So yeah, I don't think it's too outlandish for Turles to learn this technique. But now with Babidi defeated, Shin can take the Egg of Buu to Lord Beerus, for him to Akai it. Turles and Vegeta would be shocked to hear the name Lord Beerus, but they do not say anything about it. That is where we are going to leave it off for right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content. And if you ever wonder what I've done by me, if anything isn't clear in the video and you need an explanation, or I just messed up on the story of Dragon Ball, then leave a comment down below. But with all that said, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya, and until we meet again.